But, so what was that one about? That was, well, I always say that that's a song that explains why I never did any drugs. I don't think I could have stood it. My mind was already reeling, but I'll give it to you a little bit by bit. All right, Madman Drummers, Bummers, and Indians in the Summer. Mad Dog Vincent Lopez, drummer in the E Street Band. He was always getting in shit. And Indians in the Summer. Well, the Indians was my little league team when I was a kid. So, but it was also kind of Cowboys and Indians in the Woods. But the teenage Indians in the Summer, the Teenage Diplomat. Well, that's me. All right. In the Dumps with the Mumps, I was diseased. As the adolescent pumps his way into his hat, self-explanatory. With a boulder on my shoulder, I've always felt something big pressing down my whole life. Feeling kind of older, I tripped a merry-go-round. That's where I was living. That was the boardwalk. And with this very unpleasing sneezing and wheezing, Calliope crashed to the ground. That was, I seek chaos and disruption, I suppose. Some all hot half shots heading for the hot spot, snapping his fingers, clapping his hands. That's me. Some flesh plot. Is that right? Am I missing that? Scott, young Scott. Are we missing something? That's what. Fingers, clapping his hands. All right, I'm gonna go with it. All right. Some flesh pot mascot was tied into a lover's knot with a whatnot in her hand. That was me and a friend. All right. Now, young Scott with a slingshot finally found a tender spot. We're always looking for life's tender spots. That's where the love is, He throws his lover in the sand, and some bloodshot forget-me-not whispers daddy's within earshot. I was always very unpopular with my girlfriend's parents. Save the buckshot, I'll turn up the band, but I could not be defeated, you see. Then we got the chorus. I was blinded by the light. That kind of says it all, that's what I was looking for. Cut loose like a deuce, another runner in the night. This is an interesting line because this song is my only number one song. I had never had another number one song except this one, and it wasn't done by me, it was done by Manfred Mann, which I appreciate. But they changed this line. My line says, cut loose like a deuce, and theirs said, cut loose like a douche. I have a feeling that is why the song skyrocketed to number one. But it's one of those, that word, and then deuce was like little deuce coupe, as in two-seater hot rod. Douche, of course, is a feminine hygienic procedure. So they're different. And, but what can I say? The public spoke and they were right, So, all right, let me carry on. Brimstone, baritone, anticyclone, Rolling Stone, preacher from the East. Says dethrone the dictaphone, hit it in its funny bones. Gotta be funny. Everything was funny. It's where they expect at least. New moan chaperone, standing in the corner all alone, watching the young girls dance. I guess that was the YMCA when they had the guys sitting in the corner with the flashlight, and if you moved in for a quick grind, they'd hit you with the spotlight. Some fresh-sown moonstone was messing with his frozen zone. That was if you were in the stands. The YMCA had a little basketball court in the stands. In the far corner of the stands, there was always something slightly shady going on, to remind him of the feeling of romance, very necessary. Blinded by the light, there comes the chorus. Some silicone sister with her manager's mister, possibly the first reference to female breast enhancement in popular music. So I was ahead of my game on that. Said I'll turn you on, Sonny, to something strong if you play that song with the funky break, which is my business. Go-kart Mozart, checking out the weather chart, see if it was safe to go outside. A little early Pearly came by in her curly whirly and asked me if I needed a ride. That's self-explanatory. Some hazard from Harvard was skunked on beer. Well, that was sort of the day. This was 1972, which was just still the 60s in New Jersey, and it was kind of this whole campus radical thing, and so that found its way in. Scotland Yard was trying hard. The FBI sent some dude with a calling card. The undercover agent said, do what you like, but don't do it here. Jumped up, turned around, spit in the air, fell on the ground. Asked him which was the way back home. Said, take a right at the light, keep going straight until night. And then, boys, you're on your own, which I was. Is that all clear? All right. By now, the rhyming dictionary is in flames. It's hot in my hand, man. I'm just burning up. Zanzibar shooting star was riding a sidecar, humming a lunar tune. Avatar said, blow the bar. Once again, campus radicals first removed the cookie jar. Don't blow up the money. We're going to teach those boys to laugh too soon. Some kidnapped handicap was complaining that he caught the glap. A little road experience, unfortunately, from some mousetrap he bought last night. I unsnapped the skull cap between his ears. I saw the gap and figured he'd be all right. Don't overthink the whole thing. Which I didn't do on this. Don't overthink the whole thing. So really, the best line, the line that makes the whole song. Mama always told me not to look into the sights of the sun, but Mama, that's where the fun is. And that was where I wanted to go. I wanted to get blinded by the light. I wanted to do things I hadn't done and see things I hadn't seen. I was 23 years old. I wanted to create my own ridiculous language, and so it was really a young musician's tale, kind of a litany of adventures, and it was rather on the autobiographical side. Wasn't a hit though. Maybe I should have changed that word. So.